Hey all, and welcome back to more Mario 64. And in today's episode, we head up to the top of the castle. We're heading to Area 4, where the last two worlds await. We are tackling level 14 today. We are tackling Tick-Tock Clock. One of the more dangerous worlds in the game, I think, right beside Rainbow Ride. Because the whole thing is suspended above a bottomless pit. And depending on how you go about the stage, it can be very easy or very, very difficult. And I hope I don't make this more difficult on myself. So, right there is the second last world in the game. That is Tick-Tock Clock. For Mario Party veterans, that is a minigame. Just over here, we have our last quality toad. There's something strange about that clock. As you jump inside, watch the position of the big hand. Look what I've found. Here, Mario, catch. So that toad gives us our last just freebie star. The rest we have to earn, which is another 51 in the game. But with that, we have 69 stars. Nice. So, if we head up here, first and foremost, this is the last big star door in the game. This area is the exception to the rule I established way, way back, where behind every big star door is usually a Bowser stage. This area is the only exception, as it leads to the last secret stage and the last two stages in the game. It also leads to another big star door, and if we check it, to open the door that leads to the endless stairs, you need 70 stars. Wahaha. So this door opens, irregardless, if you have 0 or 120 stars. In order to break the spell on this staircase that Bowser's established, yes, it is Bowser that established it, because he has black magic. That's confirmed in the Mario 1 instruction booklet, because he turns all the inhabitants of the Mushroom Kingdom into blocks that Mario proceeds to break. So Mario kills every inhabitant of the Mushroom Kingdom in that game. So in this particular game, you need 70 stars to access the final Bowser stage, because if we step onto the staircase, that music means we cannot go up this staircase, no matter how long we run. We can run and run and run and run and run and run, and we will never reach the top. The only way to get up there, if you have less than 70 stars, is by playing the N64 version, in which you can do a glitch called the backwards long jump. That is a glitch that allows Mario to build incredible speed and just fly up these stairs at like warp 9. But because we've been running up the staircase for quite a while, we should be making some headway, correct? Well, no, we're not. So all we have to do, well, all we can do, for that matter, is head to our last few worlds, the second to last world in the game. So, like the Toad said, there's something neat about this clock. If you watch the big hand, it will control the speed of the clock. 9 is the fastest, 12 it's stopped, 3 is the slowest, and 6, I believe, it's random. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump in at 3. The hour hand means nothing. It's all the minute hand. So roll into the cage. So, this is where the game starts getting difficult, because now it feels like a traditional Mario game, in which we're doing wacky things with Mario. We're hitching rides over rainbows and scaling enormous clocks. So, to get our first star, all we have to do is come about, let's say, a fifth to a quarter of the way up the clock, and we'll be able to get our first star. And with that, we have 70 stars. We broke the spell on the endless stairs. We can now head up the endless staircase and head to the final Bowser stage. You've found 70 power stars. The mystery of the endless stairs is solved, thanks to you. And is Bowser ever upset? Now, on to the final bout. So, that is the thing. We can now finish the game. We can head up there, we can go fight the final Bowser fight, see the end credits, and be done with the game. We can finish the game at 70 stars. But we have 50 more to get. So back on into Tick-Tock Clock we go, and we want this to be at about 9, because this is where we need the clock to be going fairly fast. Because this next upcoming star can be a bit long. We're not doing Pit and the Pendulums, as this is another stage I like doing in a particular order because it's more convenient for me. So, as you see, as opposed to our first star, the clock is moving much, much faster. So we're going to want to be extremely careful not to fall into the bottomless pits. Ooh. Actually, falling down here wasn't too bad because it could have been much worse. It could have been like my practice run in which I fell down into the bottomless pits like 5 times. So, at least it's not that. So, like I said, just be a little bit careful and you should be just fine, and there goes our ride. Great. So this next star is actually get a hand, and we have to just get over there. And to reach over there, we just got to hop onto the spinning arrow hand there and head on over there. And because the clock is moving way faster, it won't take very long. It'll just take a few seconds of just waiting to get on over there. But this and Rainbow Ride, I feel, are the 2 more difficult stages in the game. Now we're doing Pit and the Pendulums, because it's a little bit higher up the clock. And as you can see, the clock is moving way, way slower. It's because I jumped into the clock when the minute hand was at 3. So the clock shouldn't be too dangerous now. It's still very possible to fall off the clock and into the bottomless pit, which we still want to avoid. I can show the random pattern during the next star, but I don't want to, because that's when I find this stage is at its most dangerous. Because things will just change direction, things are off time, and it becomes very easy, very, very easy at that, to just fall and die. So we're just gonna come on over here and get our next star. So heading back in, Stomp on Thwomp. I should have actually came back in here when the clock was set at 9, not at 3. Oh well. So for this star, because we don't really have to worry too much about the clock just dumping us into bottomless pits, we can move along pretty quickly now in this stage because of that whole clock being much slower thing. Not like that! Okay, let's try that again, shall we? So, I now have the clock set at 9, and hopefully this doesn't come back to bite me. Where the clock will just immediately dump me into a bottomless pit, because that would really, really suck. Just like the last attempt I had, where I immediately ate my words. Whoa, and I almost immediately ate them again. Like that. Try it at 3 again, shall we? Wow, dude. Okay, that was just embarrassing. Like, absolutely embarrassing. Let's try that again, shall we? Maybe with a little less death. That'd be great. I almost immediately ate my words a 3rd time in a row. 4th time, actually. Okay, let's be very careful climbing up this clock and not think of ourselves as, like, the greatest speedrunner of all time. And hopefully we don't just immediately die and fall into bottomless pits repeatedly. That would be, like, that'd just be fantastic. Thanks, game. Luckily, there is a guaranteed extra life right there, so we don't have to worry too much about getting a game over. But I've never died to just the opening challenge. So, like the opening just obstacle in this stage. So, we're going to just head on up to the tip top of the clock and hopefully not fall and immediately die. So what I'm going to do, just to make sure that doesn't happen, is head up in here. Okay, I really need that camera behind me. This is where I really need the game to cooperate with me in terms of the camera. Thankfully, Rainbow Ride solves this whole issue of the camera getting stuck on everything, because the Lakitu is an absolute tool that doesn't know how to just navigate around in this particular stage. So now that we're up here, we have to wait on this other hand. That's why I wanted the clock at 9, was so I wouldn't have to wait on this thing. But because we have the clock set at 3, because it's a little safer than the clock being at 9, or even 6 for that matter, because this hand could be going forward and then backwards, which makes getting over to this particular star quite a chore, and that is something we don't want. So while we wait on this minute hand for hours and hours, I've been thinking about how to go about the last few episodes after Rainbow Ride, and I'm pretty sure I'm just going to do like a big cut marathon of the entire red coin missions all at once. Shit. So I'm most likely going to be doing it that way, where I do all of the red coin missions in each area all in one fell sitting. Just one fell swoop. And then I will cut up the footage to just show where all of the red coins are in post-commentary. I feel that would be the best way to go about it. And then in the same sitting, do the 100 coins immediately after the red coins as a sped up section. So it'll be Big Boo's Haunt, Bob on Battlefield, Womp's Fortress, the entirety of Area 1 in one video. And then so on and so forth. So Area 2 will be Shifting Sandland, Lethal Lava Land, like the entirety of Area 2, then in the entirety of Area 3. And then just the last episode will be episode 20, in which we handle Area 4 and the final Bowser fight. I like how that sounds the best. But with that, we have our next star! Timed jumps on moving bars. Thankfully, we don't have to go too high up the clock for this one. We only have to go up about halfway. Which, that's still halfway up this very dangerous stage. So, timed jumps on moving bars, I feel, is one of the... What am I doing? One of the easier stars to get in this stage. Not nearly as easy as something like Get a Hand, which is just right up here. Or even Roll into the Cage, which is just slightly higher. Like I said, you still have to go up about a quarter, maybe a third of the clock to get to it, but it's not too far out of the way. And then you just have to practice good platforming to get your last star from the stage that we're going to be doing today. So, luckily, the star isn't too far away. It's just over here. Which, I'm thankful it's not too far away. Otherwise, that would really suck. Having to go, like, all the way up the entire clock again. Just to say, get one star. If I can even get up there in the first place. Mario, dude, get up there. So, like I said, you have to practice patience and good timing. And whoa, I've never seen that happen. I am not a very patient person. I'm a speedrunner. I don't get paid for patience. Anyway, with that, we have our last star of the game. Of the day, not of the game. We still have like 50 to go.